Welcome in to week 3 of TuddyTalk. We are here and we are feeling grand. Just fantastic. Phenomenal. What else would you say? Any other adjectives, Gifford?
I'm feeling down
You shouldn't feel down.
in the ground.
You didn't score under 60 like some of us. But you also didn't score almost 160 like some of us. So I understand. You got to find that middle ground. If you couldn't tell, I'm a little pumped this week. I should tell you my name. My name's Devin.
My name's Gifford.
Welcome in. We're going to talk about our power rankings. We're going to talk about last week's matchups, next week's predictions for our matchups, and, anything else we want to talk about. We might even bring back bitching hour. We'll see.
Wow.
Jumping right into it, power rankings, position 12. I don't think it really needs any explanation, really. This is going to be Apple. Apple, you just shat the bed last week. It was not a good week for you. 57 points.
57.
Oh my god, dude.
I thought my 60-something was bad. Woo!
I guess you helped prove that it can always get worse. So
Yes.
Thank you for that. We really appreciate that from you.
I was the little test rat for that. Yeah.
And what went wrong here? Let's look at that. Because your team wasn't bad the first week.
Everything
right?
went wrong.
Yeah, clearly. Let's see. You had Patrick. Let's start at the top. Patrick Mahomes has not been good this year.
95% of my preseason picks, ass.
Absolutely. I thought Patrick Mahomes was going to be back to his top 3, 55 passing touchdown days, but clearly that's not going to happen.
No. I thought Michael Pittman was going to be wide receiver 1.
That was never going to happen. I don't know why. I don't know where you got that. Because Pittman was never going to be up there. That's just a given. Anthony Richardson's ass. He can't throw like 15 yards downfield. Am I wrong?
Yeah.
Right, but what did he do week 2?
Dog shit.
Exactly. Dog shit is what she said. It's just not there for him yet. He needs to have a Josh Allen type revamp in order to get his accuracy back.
I like that comparison.
Thank you. Let's see. Rashad White, don't like him. He is questionable now. We'll see
Bucky
why.
Irvin season.
Even Bucky was bad. Now Rashad White is limited at practice on Wednesday. We'll see if he can even play.
Baker's running back 1 over there in Tampa Bay.
And now you have the wide receiver 2 in New Orleans, Chris Olave.
Insane.
10 points in another blowout. Yet another blowout for the Saints.
Chris Olave is looking like Michael Thomas, but didn't even hit Michael Thomas's peak.
Just bad.
Just bad. Bad.
1 carry for 7, 4 of 6 for 81 yards.
Not terrible, but
And then, like I said, Michael Pittman is garbage. Isaiah Likely did not perform like week 1.
Mark is back, baby!
I think we all knew what was going to happen, though. Isaiah Likely is not the tight end 1 for that team. He just had a boom game, and it happened to be week 1, which I assume you just overreacted to.
Same thing with Worthy.
Right. Najee Harris, why is he on the trade block? Who's ever going to...
Why is Najee still starting? Put Warren in the game.
Jalen Polk. Polk actually did something. He got a touchdown this week.
I'm just waiting to put Warren in there.
The
Taysom
team
got
doesn't-
hurt.
Yeah, the team doesn't look much better on the
I
bench.
forgot Christian Watson existed. He put up a donut?
Yeah. Jeez.
Malik doesn't like him.
Malik doesn't like anybody. You see, he messed with a puke ball this week.
Oh, yeah.
Disgusting.
Gave it right to Josh Jacobs.
Yeah. And, to continue down the Isaiah Likely train, Xavier Worthy did the same thing. They both boomed week 1, and they doomed in week 2.
They busted all on your face.
You just can't have that. You just can't have
No, can't afford
that. This team was all Christian McCaffrey, and once he went down, that kind of ruined your
We
season.
went into the season with blind faith, and we just thought CMC was going to carry you to the championship, which he's capable of. But you're not going to get him till week 6 or 7. Yeah. So good luck with that.
Unfortunately, we might have overreacted week 1 because we saw that CMC. But too bad.
You got Chuba, though.
Ooh, there you go. Up next, we have Gifford. So we moved him up from the number 12 spot because, He didn't score 55 or 57, excuse me.
I'm went from 60s to 80s this week, so gradual growth.
Right.
I'm like a flower.
You'll get there. I'm not worried about it. Your team is still good enough to make the playoffs, I think. Just because we have a lot of shit teams this year.
I know.
I mean, the top 6 isn't great until you get to like number 4. So we'll talk. We'll talk about that later. Anyway, you got 83 last week, almost 84. Brock Purdy is now off of your roster after scoring 18 points. If you look at all the quarterbacks, 18 is respectable.
It is respectable, but I need a game changer. I need someone who's been top 3 in the league since the season started. I need Derek Carr.
I don't know if game changer and Derek Carr have ever been mentioned in this
Look
game.
at the stats, man.
Oh, man. Yeah.
29 a game.
That's fair. That's fair. Derek Carr is about to be a league winner. How does that feel, guys?
How does that
2024 Derek Carr.
I would have never thunk it.
Insane. Joe Mixon, he did well 1 week and then just not great.
I'm not expecting old Joe to score 27 a week, but hopefully he's okay. Seems like it's not a serious injury, so I'm glad with that. Swift, get the fuck out of here, man.
His nickname is Liquid Ass, and that's very apt.
I will say this though, the Bears probably have the worst offensive line in the league, as we saw Sunday night. Caleb was running for his life.
Poor Caleb, man.
Yeah, did you see that post game he had with CJ? Yeah. CJ was like, "Come here, young fella, let me talk to you real quick."
I think
a young fella to another young fella.
Yeah, right.
Sunned his ass.
I mean, he just beat him, so yeah. He was just saying, "Keep your head up. You're a good player.
Stop taking them hits."
Yeah, I think it was on.
Caleb was like, "The Bears."
I don't know about that. I'm talking like Jalen Ramsey. Let's see. Garrett Wilson, do you feel better about him now?
No.
Now that he had a little bit of a game?
He did better in week 1 than he did this week.
4 of 6 for 57 yards.
Disgusting.
He's just getting back in it with Aaron Rodgers.
No, fuck it. Garrett Wilson needs 12 to 15 targets every game.
He does, but then how would Breece Hall get his points?
There's a handoff.
You ever think about that?
There's a handoff and then throwing. That's a different.
No, Breece needs both.
He needs both.
That's what he does. Garrett Wilson, Aaron Rodgers hasn't played for like a year and a half, so I don't really blame him too much.
He looks like he hasn't played since 10 years.
He's garbage. I don't like Aaron. We're going to save that one. And then we're going to go to Mark Andrews. You said Mark is back, but he scored 7 points.
That's great for a tight end.
That's back. Okay.
For a tight end, that's great.
But for a Mark Andrews level, you want something more. You want 10 a week.
You know what? Like, Lamar and Jaden are those 2 types of quarterbacks that you just get frustrated with, They'll get you points. But if you have any receivers on their teams, they're not going to throw them the ball. It's going to, it's going to go all over the place. So, I'll take 7.
Fair.
Mark.
All right. Mr. Stank himself off your roster now in a monumental trade. Blockbuster trade.
I'm actually terrified of that trade. I think Tank's going to do great this season, but that 1.8 performance just sets it over the damn edge.
You hear that? He overreacts. If one of his players sucks, then go get him.
He has the wide receiver one. It's looking like A.J. Brown to Devontae, but even a worse Devontae. He's looking like Jahan Dotson on that team. And I really like Tank, but, it is what it is. I got to do what I got to do.
Absolutely. You got the Chiefs' #1 running back now, so
allegedly.
We'll see if that'll help at all, if Kareem Hunt doesn't sneak in.
And I got $40.
And Terry McLaurin. Scary Terry is continuing on his scary arc.
Again,
Jane Daniels didn't do great this week, so
they'll connect. They'll be okay. 8 targets, I'll take it.
We'll see. The other Commanders player you have is Austin Eckler, though. Maybe you'll sub him in. But the main story, the reason why we are all here, the reason why Gifford got to move up a spot.
My CMC.
Marvin Harrison Jr.
I believe it.
Oh my gosh.
What a guy.
What a first quarter for this guy.
Look at them lips.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Just a fantastic performance. 31 points.
Mm-hmm.
Brittany was shaking in her boots at that point. She was worried that she was going to lose. But ultimately she didn't lose.
No, she won by 40 something.
So it didn't ultimately matter, but 31 points, that's looking up for Marvin Harrison.
That's a great sign. Last week, it was Mixon. This week, it was Marv. So we'll see who breaks out this week to get me to 90 points.
Honestly, things are looking up. I like your team still. I should rephrase that. I like the potential of your team. I would like to see you do better. I think this podcast is even better when we're both doing well.
Yeah.
Yeah, instead of just one of us.
I don't think we've had an episode yet in the 3 seasons we've been doing podcasting where both of us are doing well. We're either both trash, or I was champ, or now you're doing great. You're on your way to becoming champ again. So
at least one of us is always dejected.
Yes,
it's sad.
It's sad, or one of us just doesn't. Well, Devin always shows up because we have to film, but sometimes I don't show up.
So. I guess so. All right, up next. I mean, you have to be down here. Sorry, Sammy.
Yep.
You're number 10. 55 points. That's okay, though, right? Teams sometimes score really low, so it's okay to score 55 sometimes.
I have labeled you the most confusing team in the league. You have Josh Allen, Jalen Waddle,
Really
Kyron Williams,
Really good.
Gus Bus,
That's
Zach Moss.
awful.
Jamar, I don't know if he's gonna get his head out of his ass. I really don't know. He had a post-game presser where he was just like, I don't care. I don't know. I cost my team the game. I don't care. So, I don't know.
Verbatim. That's what he sounded like.
You haven't started Jamison Williams yet, and I'm starting to wonder why.
If you don't want him, you can send him over.
Yeah, just not for Marv, for the record.
That's insane. Marvin Harrison and Jamison Williams are not the same player.
I love Jamison, though. I would love to help you out with your running back situation, but I can only do so much, Sammy. But you have a 50-50 team, and you're really reliant on 3 players at this point.
Like I said, there's no other choice. You have to be 10 or lower this week after a 55-point week.
Unacceptable.
Amari Cooper, garbage. You didn't quite mention him. And then Dalton Kincaid, disappointment so far. 4 for 4 for 30 yards, or 33 yards. It's just not what you wanted from Dalton. You wanted top 3, top 2 every week, but...
Still an improvement from week 1, though.
Yeah. I guess things are looking up for you, too. Let's move on. Number 9, we have Chris. And, I mean...
0-14, Mr. 0-14.
0-14. You're already talking like Gifford or Scott.
Yeah.
Like, man, it is easy for you to just give up on your team.
Are we gonna give up at Dak at this point?
Dak, was rough against the Saints, only scoring 19 points for the Cowboys
at home.
Just crazy bad performance. What, he had 2 interceptions? Yeah.
And then they get a starving Ravens team who desperately needs a win. Not looking good for Dallas right now.
I might choose them in the survivor pool. Ravens.
We're the last 2, huh?
Yep. It's just you and me still.
Whoever Carolina's playing, that's who I'm picking.
That's fair, I guess. I mean, we could just pick the same person or same team every week.
I don't know. Oakland.
Then we win.
Oakland might fuck that up though. We'll see.
Anyway, James Conner, still fantastic. Man, that guy's good.
Top 10 running back in the league.
Arizona's just on a roll. I'm scared of them for the NFC West title.
Me too.
Alexander Madison, I'm not worried about him.
Outplaying
4 carries for 1 yard
and a tutty
and a touchdown, and only scoring 6 points after he scored a touchdown.
Outplaying Zamir White.
Yeah. I mean that's crazy. CeeDee Lamb, even in a bad game, still put up almost 20. So you're happy there. Cooper Kupp is now doubtful. He's out.
Huge blow.
Just like Puka. Unfortunate, but I mean that's the game. I think everybody has at least one injury that's hurting them this year. Even Tatani.
And we're talking about disappointments. Laporte has been playing worse than Kincaid.
Laporte has been.
What is going on?
He's been golf awful.
Awful.
Why didn't I just say that? That's better. Drake London, he did really well. 14.4 points. I like it.
2 games in a row in double digits.
And then you did have Greg Dortch, which now off of your roster, so that's cool. Who do you have? Tank Dell is going to be in there, so that's a good trade.
I'm really hoping Tank plays well for you, Chris. I'm being dead serious. I hope Tank pays off because he didn't pay off for me, and I really like Tank. So
I hope so. And
Nathaniel, Jasper, Dell.
You almost won this last week, but unfortunately, this next guy had your number last week. 2
narrow losses in a row for Chris.
It's tough, but I understand it. I've lost by 0.02 before.
Mm-hmm.
It's tough. Nate, you are at number 8. We kind of alluded to it, and now here we are at 89.9 points. we're giving you here number 8.
You got a much needed win last week. You desperately needed it. I'm gonna give props where props is due. We shit on him. Josh Jacobs has been playing great.
Keep going.
30 carries, 145 yards.
And a fumble. Let's focus on that fumble. Yeah? How about that? Josh Jacobs, stop fumbling. Jahmyr Gibbs is really good. I mean...
But Monty's not playing Jahmyr. Is that concerning?
Monty didn't do much last week, did he?
Monty had 15 points.
Oh, fuck.
I had a front row seat for that one.
Never mind. I didn't pay attention.
Yeah, he was just
I was too busy.
He's like, Kyler, Mark, Kyler.
I was too busy trying to focus and hope that I wasn't going to lose. It was looking rough there for a little bit.
Until McBride got a fumble touchdown. Fuck out of here.
Devontae Adams, 23 points. Jeez. 110 yards and a touchdown.
Gardner.
Love to see that.
Uncle Rico.
Love to see that.
Me too.
Yeah. Keon, big old donut. Hate to see that. Hate to see that.
That is
what's
not
going
it.
on, Rook? You gotta ask yourself. Come on, Keon.
We mentioned this week 1 playfully, like Devin might have wide receiver 1 in Buffalo, and he's not even going to play him.
I can't. Where am I going to play him? Who am I going to play him over?
I don't know. Bye week.
Right. Jordan Atkins as your tight end.
Ooh!
The Cleveland backup to Njoku, because Njoku's out now.
Interesting choice.
1.5 points. I mean, starting anybody on the Browns should be a criminal offense.
Until Chubb comes back. That's the only Brown that is valuable.
Isn't that Eric's guy? You giving Eric props?
Yeah.
Crazy.
I love Nick Chubb.
Zeke, he scored 4.2.
Zeke's 47 years old.
Looks like Dowdle might be coming to take his job. He did start this week, Dowdle. So,
oh, he did?
He got the first snap. That's it.
Okay.
But I mean,
that's the definition of starting.
Yeah. But Deuce Vaughn and Zeke Elliott all mixed in. So there's no real good running back.
Javonte, 9 points on your bench.
Ooh, that's not good for what you wanted from him, but he's on the bench. Stephon Diggs, like we said last week, he's not going to score those touchdowns every week. 5.7. That's what you can expect. I would say between 5 to 15 every week.
Sure.
Yeah, you won. So what else is there to say?
Well, 500.
Up next at number 7, we have Eric. And I mean,
my opponent.
Yeah, your opponent this week.
Mm-hmm.
He scored over 100, so this might be a little bit of a weird placement. Bottom half of the league scoring over 100. What? That's crazy. No Burrow. Go ahead.
Yeah, Burrow's fine. Derrick Henry looked okay, looking pretty touchdown dependent for Big Derrick.
Derrick hasn't been what we wanted.
Ballsy play with Antonio Gibson. I don't know where the scouting report was there, but
I don't know the last year that Gibby was relevant.
19, 20.
He took some points away from Brian Robinson last year. But that's just because he got shot.
He set up the robbery for Brian Robinson.
Yeah, no, that's interesting play. I'll say that.
Jetta's QB proof.
Shoot, and he's back to practicing, so that questionable tag, it should be unnecessary.
Sam Darnold, 97-yard tutty.
Sam Darnold might be the best quarterback I've ever seen play football. He's incredible.
He's incredible.
DJ Moore, 8.3. I mean, Caleb Williams just has to find his feet. Eventually, maybe he'll get there.
Man, I don't know.
Doesn't look as good as Jaden Daniels, and Jaden Daniels doesn't look great. George Kittle, just one of his bomb games. You know it's going to happen every once in a while. I love it. 17 points against Minnesota, where they lost. The 49ers lost to the Vikings with Sam Darnold.
Yep.
Yes.
San Francisco can't beat Minnesota in Minnesota.
But they can shit on the Packers. Christian Kirk is now the wide receiver 2 in Jacksonville.
Possibly 3. Gabe outplayed Kirk.
He outplayed Stephon sometimes. I'm not worried about Gabe. Yeah, I still believe in Christian Kirk to be the number 2 behind Brian Thomas Jr. Finally, Brandon Cooks. Also on the Cowboys that we talked about. We'll shit on a little bit earlier. Sorry, Tony.
And we're going to shit on some more.
That's all right. I'm fine with that. 2 for 2 for 19 yards. Brandon Cooks is not the old Brandon Cooks that we used to like. Damn, Xavier Legette only got 0. Never mind.
Will that
I was looking
change?
at Curtis Samuel, got 0.8. That's a rough bench.
Will that change for Leggett with Andy Dalton coming in to start?
Yes, I do believe that 100%.
Red Rifle.
Andy Dalton is going to elevate this team from awful to mediocre, maybe. And that's what you want. Well, no, if I was a Panthers fan, I'd be pissed. I would want Bryce Young to start every game so that we get the number 1 pick.
To replace him.
Andy Dalton might actually accidentally win a game. So, I don't know. I like you here at 7 just because I don't think your team is as good as the 5 or 6 spot, personally.
Fair enough.
Speaking of the 6th spot, we have Tommy. Now, Tommy, you almost scored 100, but your quarterback was garbage. Straight garbage. 7 points for Caleb Williams.
You are on the record saying Caleb's going to outdo Jordan Love this year.
Did I?
Yeah.
Oh, well. We're all wrong sometimes, even me. Okay, I guess that's what we can learn from this.
Jonathan Taylor.
Jonathan Taylor,
12 for 103, 32. Man.
you think he's back, or was that just game strip?
No, I think JT's great.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. I'm fine with that take.
ETN, another.
ETN, fucking every time I looked at that game, I was wondering what Trevor Lawrence was doing. He was garbage, just awful. Every play, it felt like he went to ETN.
Trevor Lawrence has had a shitty rookie season, had a breakout season, and then he's gone back to 2 more shitty seasons. So I don't know what Trevor Lawrence is doing.
I don't know. For the top touted prospect, almost in the last decade, he's been pretty bad.
Ayuk, 6.3 points. Does that equal $120 million?
No, not at all.
No.
Even before this performance, that's insane.
Juwan Jennings season.
Maybe. Brandon Ayuk without Debo, I think, can be a good play. He just hasn't shown it yet.
He should be fucking wide receiver 1.
Yeah,
he should be.
Brock Purdy hasn't done much to like him this year.
System quarterback.
Really, the only player on San Francisco that has scored well in the first 2 weeks is Jordan Mason.
Kittle.
Kittle did fine week 2.
Week 2.
No, week 1. I'm saying that both weeks.
Gotcha.
But I just wanted to talk about my team again. That's just what we do on this podcast.
You'll have plenty in
Devontae
a couple
Smith.
slots.
Devontae Smith. AJ Brown wasn't playing, so obviously he's going to get some points here. He got 17. Love to see that from the young guy. He did lose the game, though. Well, I mean, he didn't lose it alone. The entire Eagles shit the bed.
I think that's more Saquon's fault, but yeah.
It's the play call. Why would you call a pass play when every time I looked at that screen, Saquon Barkley was going for 6 yards, at least? And then you try to throw it, stop the clock, give the Falcons back the ball. Stupid choice.
Gotta pump up Jalen's stats.
Garbage choice. Just insane.
Kyle Pitts is back to being Kyle Pitts.
Yeah, he's had one good week in a long time. Zay Flower, whoa, that's a surprise to me. I guess I haven't done all my research this week. Zay Flowers got fucking 18 points.
Good job on Zay.
Yeah, what do you do? 7 receptions,
91 yards,
and a touchdown. Okay, 18 points. That's very respectable.
And
like
Devin Singletary with 14.
I don't respect that. Sorry. Devin Singletary. He doesn't look very good when he plays football. He puts up numbers sometimes, but he's just not great. I don't know, man. What?
That man scored 45 and he it's the worst 45 I've ever seen in my life.
It's true. That's very true.
Because you guys have the same name? Jesus.
Not at all. I wanted to like him. Just like the Ohio State receiver, Devin Smith. I wanted to like him, but he was garbage on the Jets. Exactly. You don't remember him because he was like the 6th string wide receiver.
That was a deep pull.
I know it was, but it's my name. That's why. Anyway, at number 5, we decided to put Scott here. Now, riddle me this. If you score 94 and can't even break 100, why are you number 5?
Well, there are some positives here. Oh, no, actually, I'll let you finish your thought.
It's very simple because I like your team better than Eric's. Like, it's a good team all around, honestly. I mean, the 2 running backs they've performed really well. I don't think they're great. J.K. Dobbins is obviously, I don't like him very much, but
His ACL hasn't exploded yet.
Yeah, he's been great. He's been what we expected from a rookie J.K. Dobbins years ago. So that good for him, man. Bijan is looking like the guy down in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Algiers still working in here and there. You would have wanted 3 more yards from Bijan to get up and over 100, but
maybe a touchdown too.
Yeah, that would have been nice, but ultimately it wouldn't have mattered because you still lost by over 50.
CJ had a midweek, no turnovers, but gotta do better than that.
Yeah, outscored Jaden Daniels on the other side.
Mike, he'll pick it up.
Lad McConkey.
Against Carolina too.
They scored 26 against Carolina. And Lad only got 3.6.
It all went to JK.
Man, that's rough. That's yeah.
Now
Travis Kelce, man.
The real topic of issue here.
This one is sad. We are witnessing Travis Kelce's decline. He is no longer a top 5 fantasy football tight end. I don't know where I put him. He's the tight end 2 or 3 on his own team.
Insane.
He scored 1 point last week. It's time to have a serious talk about maybe replacing Travis Kelce. Maybe you can send him out there, get a 2nd-round pick next year, maybe a player this year. Travis Kelce is on the decline, unfortunately.
But Calvin Ridley,
though, he's got 25 points this week. He's on the upright. I liked what I saw from Calvin Ridley.
He had a rushing touchdown too. Jesus.
Yeah. Oh, Calvin Ridley was on fire. Well, what do you expect Malik Willis to throw to him? I guess he did for one really, really nice touchdown. So
Malik did not throw to him.
Or not Malik. Fucking Levis.
Yeah, Will Levis.
Will Levis.
Where was that for me last year, Calvin?
It was this year. He was saving up. And finally, the guy that even Alexander Madison can play better than.
Zamir.
Just...
You know your ass when a guy gets 1 yard and scores more points than you do.
Jesus. 5.3 points for Zamir White. I'm sad that I was ever a believer, but I think I can attribute that to I have Zamir White in one of my other dynasty leagues, and I really wanted him to do well. But I have to eat my words there. He hasn't been doing well. Damn, you dropped Tua that fast? That sucks. He's on IR?
Bro, he finna retire, bro.
Officially? No, I knew that he wasn't going to play this week, but I didn't know he went on IR.
Everybody's telling him to retire.
So was I. But, I mean, it's not our choice. It's up to him, obviously.
Yeah.
It's just really hard to see Tua taking those hits every few games.
You know what's insane? Like, I saw this article where, like, Brett Favre is a shitty person. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Great player. He said he suffered hundreds of concussions throughout his career.
Brett's ignorant and probably has CTE. They all do.
But that was that 90s football. Rub some dirt on that shit. Get back out there.
It's just a stinger. On your bench, you have 2 really good wide receivers, though. So if your other wide receivers don't hit or you just want to bench them for whatever reason.
He's starting Jackson this week.
Oh, good. JSN is going to start for you. 20 points last week.
Lad is on the bench.
Good. JSN is that guy. I wanted him this year. But, I mean, how many times can I say it?
Pokemon Master is off the roster.
Yeah. After he got a touchdown week 1, right?
Who?
Jamal Williams.
Yes.
Oh, shit. Oops, I didn't mean... Whatever.
I think so.
JSN had 16 targets this last week, which is crazy.
And DK had 14.
Yeah. But they both had a drop, at least one. DK had 2. I don't know if he can keep it up, but I think anywhere from week 1 to week 2 we'll see for JSN.
We're still figuring it out.
Absolutely. Now time to get to the actual top of the league. We're starting off with my opponent from last week. Good game. Paris. Team Harris like France. Now starting at the top, Lamar Jackson is the guy. I mean, almost 20 points. You love to see it. Did throw an interception. Hate to see that. But, I mean, respectable. That's good. Now here is where you get a little sad. Isaiah Pacheco.
Out for 6 to 7 weeks, and I reap the rewards of that injury.
Wow, celebrating the injury.
I'm not celebrating it. Not celebrating it.
Isaiah Pacheco did really, really well, and then just unfortunate fracture.
Mm-hmm.
Which sucks, man. I like the guy.
You don't
Thursday
like this
night,
guy.
James Cook. I love him, man, and
yeah.
that's what's hard. That's what's hard. Me, James Cook. I really wanted him to do well, and he did. Actually, I didn't want him to. Man, I'm getting all my words mixed up. I really like James Cook, but he almost fucked me this week.
Yeah.
30 points on Thursday Night Football. Anybody would be hating their life after that. If their opponent scored that much from one player,
Josh was like, here you go.
just
You just
play.
do everything.
Crazy.
Yep.
Yeah. But it kind of balanced out with Tyreek on the same night, scoring only 5. So that's how I justified it in my head. They were both together going to score about 32 to 35 anyway, so...
Is
I'll get
Tyreek
to that.
going to have the same impact if Tua actually does retire?
He can. I think he can because he has that kind of speed. He can take a 10-yard slant all the way to the house.
Yes.
So, I mean, this week was just an anomaly. I'm sure that Buffalo had some kind of game plan for him. It was a divisional game. It's fine.
Pickens has come back down to earth.
I mean,
Yeah.
13 to 3, the Steelers versus the Broncos.
13-6.
6, excuse me, but still, even that is bad.
Mm-hmm.
That was a bad game to watch. Unfortunately, it was one of 3 games that were on in the 1 o'clock window.
But back-to-back games for Brock.
Brock Bowers, looking like this year's Laporta.
Yes.
Wow, man, what a pick. Way to go there. I really like
9
that.
for 9.
And then Ramondre just fucking ate us up.
Mm.
Jesus, 16 points.
Gibby did too.
Yeah,
Embarrassing.
it's tough to be a Seahawks fan.
How are we barely beating the Broncos and the Patriots? This is unacceptable.
I don't know. But we're 2-0, so can't complain that
Yeah.
much. And then Zach Charbonnet. Even he didn't look great, but he still got you.
Horrible efficiency, but he got you to Tuddy, so
Yeah.
he got you there.
Yeah, he, like I said, he didn't look good, but he got you the points. On your bench, the only notable one is Quentin Johnson, who scored 20 points. I didn't think that was possible. 2 touchdowns, 51 yards.
Is this the Quentin Johnson that we thought was going to get drafted into the league?
This is what everybody thought.
Yeah.
We thought, I mean, this is the guy that's going to replace Keenan Allen, but didn't see shit last year.
Unfortunately, the rest of your bench is droppable. I think D-Hop needs to retire. I think Deontay Johnson had his best season in 2019.
Do you think Deontay's going to bring it back to Andy Dalton? Do you think he's going to be better?
Was Deontay on the Panthers last year?
No.
No. We shall see. It's either going to be him or Thielen that gets a boost from that. So,
Or, I mean, we talked about Leggett. We'll see.
Leggett, yeah. Jahan Dotson, droppable. It's too bad that he... Was he traded or he signed with the Eagles?
I think he was traded.
Okay, because that's unfortunate, because I think Jaden would have connected with Jahan more than he would have with Terry.
I think you're just salty about Terry.
No, I'm being honest. I think the young connection, I think Jaden would have connected with him more.
That's fair. All right. Yeah, so Paris, I like your team. Unfortunately, they just didn't quite get you there this week. Your opponent was tough, so it's okay. At number 3, we have Brittany. Because, I mean, she's been really good.
So let's
an average of 131.
So let's go through these numbers. 18 targets for Malik.
Insane. Crazy.
That's more. First off, that's more than my entire receiving core right there, just by itself.
So I just want to ask you this question real quick. Do you
Ask
think?
me. Okay.
Yes. Do you think, or would you rather have Malik Neighbors or DK Metcalf for the rest of the year?
I just don't like Danny Dimes. I don't know. I really like Malik though.
I like Malik personally better there. DK is great, but Malik is better.
So, yeah, 18 targets for Malik, 10 targets for Debo before he got hurt, 19 targets for Amon-Ra. I knew after the first game that that's what I'm saying. I knew after the first game that Amon-Ra was going to get touches. He had a shitty first game. And yeah, I just knew I had it in for me. So that's a combined 47 targets, ladies and gentlemen. So it's hard to beat that. And then when HN gets 29 touches, it's very hard to beat. It's very hard to beat that team.
It was a dominant performance all around, except for, I mean, Dallas 5 points. That's what he's going to get. Except for Anthony Richardson.
His efficiency is kind of scary right now. Last week he was what? 9 for 19, and this week 17 for 34.
34 attempts. 34 attempts, and he completed 50% of them.
Yeah.
That's tough.
That's
man.
tough.
Without the big plays, Anthony Richardson is, dare I say, a bum?
That's fair to say.
Yeah. That's tough, Brittany. I'm sorry. But the rest of your team, like we said, really, really good. They're going to lean on Achan. Dave Montgomery's proving it back to back.
Just wait for Jordan Love to come back, then Jaden Reed's going to be right back to
Reeves will
it.
be great.
Yep.
And he's practicing, so we'll see. We didn't talk about it, but Deebo Samuel is going to be probably out.
Second year in a row that he's
That's
been banged
tough,
up.
man. 16 points and now out.
Yeah.
But you do have Brian Robinson, who scored 17 points on your bench.
Killing it.
There you
Brian
go.
Robinson. Yep.
I like that. Brian Robinson should be a starter.
Rashid Reed.
Oh my gosh, man. This guy. Number one on New Orleans. He just continues week in, week out to just bust open the defense and slide it down their throat, you know?
And now I got the quarterback who's going to be throwing to him.
There you go. You guys can be friends now.
Yes.
Like me and him. Marvin Harrison and Kyler Murray.
Yes.
Now you have Rashid and Derek.
I think Kyler and Marvin just sound better than Rashid and Derek.
That's very fair, actually.
Yeah.
Anyway, really like your team, and I hope you continue your winning ways because that's fun for me. And I think that Malcolm deserves to be born into a winning family.
Yeah, because you can't carry the whole load, you know.
Exactly. My load is too big sometimes.
Your two-time champion legacy is too much of a shadow. So.
At number 2, I had to put myself there. I mean, this team has league winning upside right now. 159, almost 160 points. That's a sleeper high, we'll say.
No single digits in your starting lineup.
Hell yeah, brother. My lowest was from Brian Thomas, who will pick it up. He's a rookie. Only got 11 points, but hey, that's okay. Tony Pizza, yet again, scoring over 10 points.
Do you think he's going to keep that up the rest of the
Yes,
season?
100%. Obviously, nothing can go wrong at this point. Tony Pollard is going to keep on going. He's going to keep on rolling.
Where was that? He was my first pick last year, Tony.
Love that. Breece Hall, over 20. He's just so good, man. Even when Aaron Rodgers looked pedestrian, Breece Hall is bringing it back. Kyler Murray is that performance, man.
17 for 21 is insane.
You felt the impact of this too. I mean, those 3 touchdowns, 2 of them to Marvin Harrison, just insane.
I'm not complaining.
And then moving to his tight end, Trey McBride. Man, 15 points. He's looking like the Trey McBride of last year. Obviously, he did get a little lucky there.
There is a conspiracy about Kyler, though.
What is it?
There's a new Call of Duty coming out, week 8 of the NFL season.
We're done with that narrative. We're done with that. Kyler doesn't play that much video games. It's fine. He's great. Best quarterback ever. Just let him be. He can play his video games if he needs to. He will still get Marvin Harrison. Maybe that'll get their chemistry up. Maybe that'll impact both of us.
Nico is just unbelievable.
Nico and Rashid. I want to talk about Rashid real quick first. I mean, he got a touchdown. He's looking like this offense revolves around him. And now without Isaiah Pacheco, Patrick Mahomes is going to get it done through the air. And I think Travis Kelce can step it up, but Rashid is also going to be the beneficiary here.
I agree. And Nico single-handedly made me trade Tank. So, congratulations.
I thought Nico was going to be the number 1 over there. I did not expect it to be this much, this dominant. Nico is a man.
I thought Tank was going to be competing for that slot. But,
so did I.
but we got 12 more weeks, and since I traded him, Tank's probably going to go off now. So
that's true. Nico's already questionable, so I mean.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, so that's fun.
Misses
practice Wednesday, expected to play Sunday, so that's okay. We can deal with it. Let him rest. He's a star player. He deserves that Wednesday rest.
Mr. Jordan Mason. 5 yards a carry.
Barely got to 100 with
Efficient.
20 yards.
Efficient.
There's nothing to say about the guy. He's a rookie that came in out of nowhere and just...
Christian who?
That's what I'm saying. Stay out till the playoffs, Christian. It's okay. Just rest your Achilles.
This is another thing about teams that I don't understand either. When a guy's playing that great, and there's a lot of backups that play great, like, why do you just automatically put the starter back in? The backup's playing great. I mean,
that's what's going to happen in Pittsburgh. I think they're going to stay with Justin Fields, even if Russ is back.
It's not like Justin's been playing awesome. They just the defense is great.
But they're probably going to keep Justin Fields in there, even though he's been not great. I don't think Russ is going to start, even when he's healthy. Hopefully Puka comes back. We'll see. Khalil Shakir, even in a 31 points, he still stays around 8 points. So
DeMarcus will probably pick it up, most likely.
Right, without Cup, we'll see. And then Rome, you just hope that he can develop some chemistry and Caleb Williams is able to just pick it up. He gets rid of the ball so quickly, and that's great, but when he doesn't have anyone to throw to, it's really tough. So I feel for the guy. Chicago's a tough place to play sometimes if you're not playing well.
Very true.
And at number 1, we all know, we're just going to say it real quick. Tatani, congratulations. And moving on to our... I'm just kidding. That's a silly little bit. Tatani, you're at number 1. Congratulations. 156. Didn't quite get past me, but that's okay. Because your team's still fantastic. 13 points from Jaden Daniels. Not what you wanted, especially after you put him in there. I mean, what? You started somebody else last week, didn't you?
No, he started Jaden.
Oh, different league. Man, too many leagues. I need to grow up and play one league.
How does it feel to know that Tatani's on his way to matching your back-to-back record?
He's not.
He's not?
No, I'm nowhere. Tatani has to score more points than me to do that. And this week, he just proved that he can't. I think that's what we see here. Tatani can't even score more than
Week 1 didn't exist.
Week 1, never met her.
Never met
her. Saquon Barkley still looked great. Should have caught that last pass. Shouldn't have even had to catch the last pass. It should have been a run. Whatever. We talked about that earlier. I got a 2-point conversion, 95 points. But the real one here, Christmas, has it come early? Alvin Kamara, is that you? Papa coming down the chimney? Alvin Kamara with almost 50 points. 47 points.
What year is this?
4 touchdowns. This is 2024.
This is not 2019, 2020, no?
This man is just crazy this year. He's only 29. He's not that old.
But for a running back, I mean...
30.
At least 33, 34.
Oh my god.
That's
Adam.
How does time move so fast for you?
I just remember him being on my team.
Adam Thielen is 34.
And losing you the championship? Yeah.
Adam Thielen.
Break my heart.
Adam Thielen is that old.
Baffling. Where was this last year, Chris?
Where was this last year, Mr. Chris?
Nobody expected Chris Godwin to play like this year.
Well, he's back to being a slot player. Like that was what they needed. Tampa Bay, I heard that they're running a lot of pre-snap motion, and that is really getting him wide open. Them and the Seahawks have been really good with pre-snap motion, and that's just been elevating their offenses. We see it right here, 25 points for Chris Godwin, 27.9 for DK.
Woo!
Crazy good game, even with the 2 drops from DK. Now, Parkinson...
Off roster.
Oh, yeah, I don't even have to talk about him. Off roster.
Seahawk legend.
1 point from him, whatever. Aaron Jones, trash. Throw him in the garbage. He fumbled. That's what I expected.
Do I see a questionable right there?
Ooh.
Injury-prone Aaron Jones.
Limited on Wednesday. He'll probably still play. But
Ty Chandler's waiting in the wings.
Yeah. How old is Ty Chandler? I feel like he has to be up there too. He's got to be as old as Aaron Jones.
27.
You think so? Putting at 27? Aaron Jones is only 29 too. So I guess we're both
I must have had
off
the first
on years.
year or something.
Yeah. Ty Chandler is
26.
I thought that they were about the same age. How long has Ty... He's only been in the league for 2 years.
So he's a late bloomer. He came in when he was 24.
That's crazy.
He had to play all 4 years in college.
Maybe that's why I thought he was so old.
Oh, actually, that's 6 years in college. God damn, was he a super senior?
Maybe. I mean, COVID,
Oh, yeah.
fucked with people. Darnell Mooney, though.
Congratulations.
18 points.
I gave you a little bone there.
Sure. Okay. Yeah. A lot of off rosters for this team, for this one. Harrison, because he was going on IR.
I mean, Tatani and Chris are notoriously the 2 most busiest teams in the league usually. So
True. Wandale is gone.
I know his one touchdown didn't cut it for you, huh?
Hollywood Brown is gone.
Wide
On
receiver
IR,
one
that's
for
fine.
the Chiefs, I guess.
No, nobody thought that.
Now remember the draft? He was just like Hollywood.
Garbage.
Only
When Rashee Rice is there, not in prison, like he is the number one there.
when he's not when he's not doing the longest yard. When he's not doing Michael Irvin on Nelly, longest yard.
And Alan Lazard, also there. Not anymore, off the roster. So a lot of movement this week. I love to see it. Keep on changing the names. A lot of good names this week, too. A-Train, I like that. A-Chan. Riddle Me This for Calvin Ridley, really good. 0-14, garbage name. Change that. And then Balls of Steel. Where did the Z come from? I need to know.
I just felt a little
You just thought
fancy.
it looked a little cool.
That's
Being a little
exactly
cheap.
what I said.
Being a
I
little
was like,
cool.
it's cool.
And then I got a little profile picture. He's holding
Yeah.
a gator, you know.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
And then T-Ball from Tatani.
No, not bad.
Yeah, not bad. I gotta figure mine out, so we'll skip that. Yeah, that's our power rankings for week 2. Thanks for listening to that.
How do you
And
feel about any of the big moves today?
the big moves today? The trade?
Yeah, just talk
Is that
about
what
it,
you're talking
Chief.
about?
Yeah.
You want to talk about that?
No, I don't. I figured we talked about.
You're right. No, trade was Tank Dell for Carson Steele, Ty Chandler, and 40 Fab. We might, honestly, the unspoken hero or the unsung hero in this one might be Ty Chandler. That might be the best piece in this.
Aaron Jones has a history of being injured, and we'll see.
We'll see.
He even outplayed him last week when Aaron was healthy. So
It really depends on if you think Steele, Kareem Hunt, or Samaje Perine are going to be the
I
number
hope
one.
Hunt's washed, man. Fuck.
I mean, me too. I think that it's going to be Perine, so. But that's just because I picked him up. That's
I know.
why.
Come on,
Obviously. Yeah, that was the big trade this week. So, I mean, keep on wheeling and dealing. I've been hearing a lot about different trades going around here and there.
Zamir White and Travis Kelce for CMC.
There we go. See, Apple you just gotta ask people. You might be able to get Zamir White. That'd be crazy. Anyway, let's talk about last week's competition. Last week we had 0 to 0, the biggest negative point differential, and that unfortunately goes to our number 10 team, Sammy. Now, Apple was trying to take that one, but you barely beat him out. So, I mean, bittersweet. You win some and you lose some, like you lost your game.
More like, no, I can't say shit. I'm 0-2.
That's fine. Week 3's competition is going to be MVP. That is the highest scoring individual player on your team. Obviously, this has to be a starter, so make sure all your best players are playing. Good luck to everybody, and this is actually one that you really want. So
Let's go, DeAndre Swift.
there we go. That's it. If DeAndre Swift is the highest scoring player, I will give you $25.
Let's put that on wax right now.
Easy.
Easy.
I mean, I could just say I'd buy you lunch, whatever.
Yeah.
Moving on to our predictions. Last week, the results were 4-2 for me and 2-4 for him. I went with Devin, Chris, Tommy, Brittany, Tatani, and Sammy. Got 4 of those right. You went with Paris, Chris, Tommy, Gifford, Tatani, and Sammy.
I really thought I had it with you, Paris.
That's tough. That's real tough. Sorry, Paris. You can't win against me.
Wow.
This week, we have me versus Apple. That's just the first one. Oh, man. I really hope this goes the way it did last week. I am going with me, sticking with me. We're gonna roll over Apple. Squash that.
Apple, you're going to be 0-3 after this week, buddy.
We're gonna squash that fruit. All right. Moving on to Chris versus Tatani. I gotta ride the hot hand here. Tatani is gonna win. I mean, he's gonna keep on rolling. He's projected lower by almost 10 points, but it means shit.
Yeah, he has to, unless Tank goes off, but it's looking pretty bleak for Chris right now.
Absolutely. Another one where my projected winner is projected for lower. Brittany versus Sammy. Now, she's only projected 1 fewer, so, I mean, it's not that big of an upset if she wins. I'm choosing Brittany here.
I am as
just
well.
a better team all over.
Yeah, just a more all-around team. And with those target shares last week, sheesh!
Yeah, and I mean, Sammy's team proved that
It's too bipolar for me.
they can only score 55 sometimes. So
Yeah.
I think that's a pretty easy one. Next, we have Nate versus Scott. Now, this one's a little closer. I'll be honest here. DJ Stroud versus Jalen Hurts. I like Stroud.
Minnesota got that deep.
Yeah, but so does New Orleans, apparently.
That's true.
they're really good.
Nola.
And then I like Bijan over Jameer,
Okay.
but I do like Josh Jacobs over Zamir. So
Does that hurt for you to admit?
Zamir's just god awful, so it's not that much.
I guess Tennessee, though. Tennessee be crazy on these.
We'll see. We'll see. Now, wide receiver, I think, is where I kind of tipped over into Scott's camp.
You're starting Dubs? Why? Oh, he just doesn't believe in Keon, I guess, this week. I don't blame him.
I get it. Romeo Dobbs, hopefully Love is back for you, but, I mean, we'll see. I do like Evans and Ridley more than Diggs and Dobbs.
Sure.
Oh, and I guess Devontae Adams just in your flex. So
Ingram washed.
yeah, I mean Ingram got hurt. So
No, I'm saying Ingram washes Travis Kelce.
oh, absolutely, yeah. Sorry, Travis. Well, we'll see. With Pacheco out, I do think, like I said, Travis Kelce can bounce back. We'll see. J.K. Dobbins, like him a lot. Devontae Adams can obviously score a lot, but
Against Carolina.
it doesn't. I'm still going with Scott and Jason.
I'm going with Nate. Let's go, Nate.
All right. Up next is Paris versus Tommy. And here, I mean, I've got to respect my opponent from week 2. I like her team. She's been scoring really well. I mean, she's in the top 4 for a reason. I think that she's going to roll over Tommy.
Roll over.
She's projected to lose by 7 points, but I think she's got this.
We'll see how that backup quarterback connects with Tyreek, but Paris, you cost me last week, so I'm gonna go with Tommy this week. Roll the dice.
That's fair. That's fine. I mean, yeah. Jordan Love is questionable to start for Tommy. So
Now, if Tommy starts Caleb again this week, then
it's easy. But yeah. And the last one, Eric versus Gifford.
Battle of 90-point projections here.
That's tough. They're
what are projections now? I mean,
nothing.
Average
Points this year so far, Eric 88 and Gifford was 74. That doesn't mean anything to me. I'm going with Gifford.
He's just throwing a pity party for me, but I have to.
Not at all. It's a new look Gifford's team. That's what we're saying. New look balls of steel.
I might throw Eggman in there. I don't know.
Ooh, that's spooky right there.
I might throw Jawan Jennings.
Derek Carr, new. Carson Steele, new. Who else? Eckler is in your starting lineup right now. That's new.
Ty Chandler might
be playing.
Yeah, we'll see.
DeAndre Swift, kick him off the team, maybe waiver wire. Who knows? Anyway, that's all that I have. Do you have anything else, Sam?
No.
No? All right. Well, with that being said, thank you for listening to Tuddy Talk Week 2 and Week 3 edition. I mean, it's in the middle. We will see you next week. Make sure that you check out all of the other episodes and all of our off-season stuff on our YouTube channel. I'm Devin.
I'm Gifford.
See you next week.
Bye-bye.